5 million years ago, the world was completely different. No cities, no roads, no technology, only wilderness, vast, untamed, and alive. This was the world of our earliest ancestors. They were strong. They were clever. But even then, they were never truly safe. Because back then, death didn't always come with a warning. It didn't roar. It didn't chase. Sometimes it came in silence. Imagine this. You are an early human, walking through tall grass with your group. The sun is rising. The air is calm. Birds are calling in the distance. Everything feels normal. But in this world, normal was often an illusion. One of your group members slows down. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he noticed something on the ground. He falls behind just for a moment, and then he's gone. No scream. No struggle. No sound at all. The group stops, looks around. There's nothing there, only disturbed grass and a faint drag mark disappearing into the shadows. Something was there, something silent. The most dangerous killers of that time were not the ones you could see, but the ones that never revealed themselves. High above in the trees, massive snakes lay coiled and still, perfectly camouflaged, invisible to the untrained eye, waiting. The moment something passed beneath them, they struck, fast, precise, silent. A single movement, and it was over. No chance to fight, no time to react. And then there were the big cats. Lions, leopards, masters of stealth. They didn't chase wildly. They watched patiently, silently, waiting for the perfect moment. You could be walking, thinking you're safe, while unseen eyes tracked your every move. And then, in a fraction of a second, everything ended. But not all killers had claws or teeth. Some of the deadliest threats were completely invisible. Water, the source of life, could also bring death. An early human kneels by a river and drinks. The water looks clean. It smells fine. It feels safe. But hidden within it are microscopic killers. Bacteria, parasites. You can't see them. You can't feel them enter your body. But once they do, they begin their work. First comes a fever, then weakness, then the slow loss of strength. The group moves on because it has to. Survival depends on staying together and moving forward. And the one who falls behind is left alone. No noise, no dramatic moment, just a quiet, fading end. Even the smallest injury could become deadly. A simple cut, a minor wound. Today, it would mean nothing. But back then, it could mean everything. Infection would slowly take over. The wound would darken. Pain would spread. Walking would become harder, then impossible. And once again, the group would have no choice. They would move on. Nature itself was just as unforgiving. Storms could appear without warning. Blinding winds would tear through the land. Visibility would drop to nothing. Groups would scatter, and those who became separated rarely survived. Lightning could strike without notice. Fire could spread across the land, consuming everything in its path. Flames moved faster than any human could run. Rivers that seemed calm could suddenly turn violent. Floodwaters would rise, sweeping away anything in their way. One moment, you were safe. The next, you were gone. And then there was hunger. Food was never guaranteed. Days could pass without a proper meal. The body would weaken. Energy would fade. Each step would become harder than the last. Until one day, you simply couldn't stand anymore. No sound. No struggle. Just stillness. But perhaps the most powerful force of all was something you couldn't touch. Fear. When night fell, the world changed completely. Darkness covered everything. Visibility dropped to almost zero. Early humans would gather close together, eyes wide open, listening. Every sound mattered. A rustle in the bushes, a distant movement. Sometimes there was nothing there, but sometimes there was. And the worst part? You never knew the difference. Fear would grow inside the mind, slowly, quietly, until it took control. A person might panic, run without thinking, straight into danger, off a cliff, into a predator's territory. And just like that, silence. Morning would come, the group would wake, and someone would be missing. No explanation, no clear sign, just another mystery, Lost to time. 2. 5 million years ago, death wasn't always loud. It didn't always announce itself. It was quiet, unseen, unpredictable, and that's what made it so terrifying, because you never knew when it was coming or where it was hiding. And maybe the most unsettling thought of all is that even today there are still things in this world that work in exactly the same way. Silent, invisible, waiting, and by the time you realize they're there, it's already too late.